fingers crossed. It's beautiful. About bread in general, they explain all the basics. I'm gonna have some work done. Ooh, I feel the heat. Good morning and welcome to my Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. I almost forgot. Although it's still winter, it's still cold, it feels almost like spring, to be honest. I don't know why. Yes, I know why. It's because it's not as cold as it was like a few weeks ago. I think maybe it's because of the vibes, you know. We are in that time of the year, all the stores are talking about spring collections and spring, let me just. So I think because of that, I feel almost spring, even though it's pretty cold yet, but the weather is getting better. And I hope, fingers crossed, we can see a few flowers in a few days. But while spring doesn't come, we are going to stay indoors, right? Today's gonna be an indoor vlog. Let me sip my coffee. Oh, it's hot, which means it's good. I should go to Costco, to be honest, but I'm not feeling it. I don't know, I just wanna be inside today. But it's gonna be a fun day, a productive day. Of course, I have to work, so it's gonna be productive anyway. I don't have any choice. But anyways, I'm gonna start the day by baking a sourdough bread because it takes all day. Of course, it's gonna be a pretty normal day besides that. And by the afternoon, I wanna make a chicken stock with a leftover chicken that I have. I roasted a whole chicken last week and I'm gonna make a stock with that, and of course I'm gonna show you all my process, how I make it, how I make sure to be healthy. And yeah, it's gonna be a pretty simple, straightforward recipe, but it's gonna help you a lot stay healthy. You and your family actually. But let's start by the bread. So I let the levain yesterday activating. I mean, it's like they started, but you kind of activate, you pre-activate. Oh my God, it grew. It's beautiful. My baby is huge. Ooh, I think that's gonna be fun. Let's take a closer look. Oh, it's beautiful. I think it almost doubled since last night. I fed it last night so I could make the bread this morning. And it smells amazing. It smells like bread. Is there any more amazing smell than bread? Fresh sourdough bread. Let's start the fun, shall we? A few vlogs ago, you saw me getting this book. I actually got this book plus 2, but I am enjoying this book so much because I got another one called Everyday Bread. It's a good one, but it's not exactly about sourdough. It's about bread in general, and it doesn't talk a lot about sourdough. But this one, the base of their dough is sourdough, so it's almost everything about it. And it's interesting because this book was $39 and this one they had this deal. It was only 10, as you can see. So you could probably think, oh my God, it's because it's a leftover book like nobody wants, but it's actually pretty good. I'm in love with this book. I think I'm gonna record a short talking about this book, about all the books actually, but anyways, if you have the chance to get this book, actually it's the baking book made by a famous or a successful bakery. I think they are in New York, if I'm not mistaken. They are probably famous, but I should probably know them. But anyways, so I'm gonna follow the recipe from this book. Actually, not entirely, because they have this simple recipe. It's interesting because they have all the basics here. They tell their story. Then there's the basics about sourdough, how the fermentation happens, yada yada. They explain the baker's percentage. They explain all the basics. That's what I was looking for. I actually needed that. And then they explain starter, how to feed your starter, how to make the levain. That's what I made last night. And continuing with the basics, they explain the bulk fermentation, the shaping, the scoring, how to mix the dough. And you learn the basics and then you apply to the recipes here. The recipe I'm gonna follow today is the basic one. Where is it? Oh yeah. So the recipe I'm gonna follow today is they called pain française. French loaf, but I'm gonna do something different because they ask for 100% bread flour, white flour. I'm gonna make half and half. I'm gonna use half white flour, bread white flour, and half whole wheat flour, because if you know me, you know that I prefer this way because we have more nutrients, we have more fibers in whole wheat flour. And that's the beauty of learning the basics, because when you understand the basics, when you understand the why, the how, and not only follow a recipe, an entire recipe, when you understand the recipe, you can make it your own. Not that you can make it your own, you can adapt to your own taste, to your own needs. So let's bake. While the dough rests for 30 minutes, I'm gonna have some work done. I have to write and edit. If you know me, actually, if you don't know me, if you are new here, nice to meet you. I'm Luciana Couto. I don't like to tell you what to do or what to eat. I share my life with you so you can be inspired to live a healthy lifestyle. But if you know me, you know that I dedicate a few hours in the morning to write and edit, to work actually. So while the bread rests, we work. It's time to shape the bread and let it proof for the last time. So far, everything is great. The dough is beautiful and big. And now, finally, time to have lunch. I am starving because a lot of preparations, but I think it's just because I'm still getting used to it. I think once I know the recipe, once I get better on the recipe, it's gonna be easier. It's gonna be easy peasy. So yeah, for lunch, I have, of course, the leftovers from yesterday. I always cook double so I don't have to worry about lunch. And we have chicken with quinoa and a few veggies in the quinoa. And the dough or should I say the bread, it stayed here for 2 hours. And now actually 2 hours and 15 minutes because I need around 45 minutes to preheat the oven. I'm gonna place my Dutch oven inside the oven. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's gonna take a while, but anyways, I'm gonna, just a second. Hey Siri, count 45 minutes.
45 minutes starting now.
So in 45 minutes, I believe the oven would be perfect and I'm gonna finally bake my loaf. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make what I have to make today, the other thing that I have to prep today, which is my chicken stock. I roasted a whole chicken last week. I usually do that. It's a common thing for me, at least once a month, because in our butcher box subscription, we always get a whole chicken and I like to roast it. I showed it here many times. And with the leftover of the chicken, I mean the bones and the rest that nobody wants, I'm gonna prepare a chicken stock because it's easy to make. It takes quite a few minutes, I would say, but it's easy. You just need to chop a few vegetables. In this case, I'm gonna use my pressure cooker, but you can cook it in a saucepan as well. It doesn't take too much work. It's way healthier than buying a chicken stock from the grocery store because you are not going to get any preservatives, any sodium, nothing. You know everything that is going into your meal, and it's delicious. Even the taste is better because it tastes like home. It tastes like homemade because it's gonna be homemade. Let me leave my loaf here. Oh, it's big. I'm gonna chop a few veggies. The recipe, I kind of eyeball it. I usually chop 2 or 3 carrots, 2 celery stalks, 2 onions, actually shallots because I use shallots, around 6 cups of water with salt, pepper, and then I'm gonna add the herbs by the end. Just because I have the fresh herbs, I'm gonna add them by the end. But if you have dry herbs, you can put everything together and, and simplify the process even more. After getting the pressure, it's gonna cook for 40 minutes. If you are going to make it in your stove with a regular pan, I would say let it boil and then turn the heat to low and let it shimmer for around 2 hours. And that's it. Strain it and it's done. Just so you know, I didn't put a lot of salt, neither pepper, because I'm using a chicken that I already roasted, and of course I seasoned it when I roasted, so it already has some flavor. But if you are making your stock with raw bones, consider adding a little more of salt. Now to the pressure cooker. I mean, the instant pot. I know you guys call it instant pot. It's because I grew up calling it pressure cooker. It's time to finally bake the bread. I am kind of, I don't say discouraged, but I'm not happy with the shape. I didn't shape it well. I have to work on that. But anyways, it grew a lot. So at least I think we are going to have a loaf or a bread. I have to score it. I'm gonna try to score it because that's another challenging part. I mean, it's not that challenging. If you bake sourdough regularly, probably you are laughing at me right now when I'm saying that it's kind of hard, but it is. For us beginners, it is. But let's face the challenge, right? Let me get a small knife and let's cut this bad boy. See, I didn't shape it well. Oh, it doesn't look like a loaf, right? Let's at least try to score it. Should I dust more flour? Oh, let me get the Dutch oven. So the Dutch oven by now is hot, I suppose. Yeah. Ooh, I feel the heat. I'm gonna transfer the loaf or the dough to this and place it in the oven for our final step. I'm gonna leave it here for 25 minutes with the lid on, and then I'm gonna remove the lid and bake it for an extra 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Hey Siri, count 25 minutes.
25 minutes starting now.
You can't see, but I have my fingers crossed. Time to remove the lid, and actually, by now, I will know if it worked or not. Actually, it smells like burned. Oh, I hope it's the paper. Oh, it's not that bad, right? I think I'm gonna leave 20 minutes more and see if I need more time. Hey Siri, count 20 minutes.
20 minutes starting now.
Well, let's see if we are going to have bread tonight, because I was counting on this bread for my dinner tonight. Okay, this looks beautiful, to be honest. While the bread is cooling down, I'm gonna check on my stock. It smells amazing. It tastes so good. I'm gonna try to remove a little of the fat on the surface, so it's a little lighter. I forgot to mention, when I feel it's cool enough, I'm gonna add the fresh herbs. By the way, I don't discard the vegetables. I save them in the fridge so I can use for other recipes. Tonight, I'm gonna adapt something that I always make with the sourdough or the bread I got. I usually make salmon the same way always. I'm gonna make a quick mixture with soy sauce and honey. Oh, actually, I don't think I have honey. Oh, I forgot. I don't have honey. Oh, I have syrup, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Maybe vinegar? Yeah, I'm gonna make some mixture with soy sauce and something, and I'm gonna brush the salmon fillets with it and wrap it in parchment paper. Get them into the oven for 10 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's done. Usually I make rice or quinoa to eat with the salmon, but tonight I'm gonna make like a sandwich or a toast with avocado, my sourdough. You're going to see. I always try to cook salmon at least once a week, salmon or any other fatty fish, because it's very important to get omega-3s from them. Omega-3s are essential fatty acids. They call them essentials because we cannot produce them, so we have to get them from external sources. And salmon, tuna, sardines, they are good source of omega-3s. Of course, you can take supplements, but I always advocate for natural food. So if you can eat those fish once or twice a week, you're going to be fine.
Thank you for spending the day with me. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing. I post vlogs like this 3 times a week. Want early ad-free access to my vlogs, plus educational videos on health and wellness, recipes, yoga classes, and more? Subscribe to my newsletter at lucianacouto.com.